Hey there, Blaze here, and I really want to talk about Pokemon Unite and some of the cool game design stuff they've done. First off, it's just a light-hearted feeling game. The aesthetics are around Pokemon, so, it's colourful and bright. The gameplay feels tight, although I wish I had a PC version. The point scoring has just enough nuance to enable strategy on multiple levels, and for me personally, it's a real-time Pokemon game. And it feels so good to finally see these monsters in action. I really like it. Pokemon Unite put a 10-minute cap on games, and they made the objectives feel winnable by any player right until the end, and didn't include some tricky stuff that you can do in other MOBAs. I haven't played any of the other mobile MOBAs that have been out. I know they exist, but I've played Pokemon Unite on the Nintendo Switch and PC Android emulator, not so much Android or iOS, so maybe they did this cool stuff first, but this is the first I've seen. So comment who did these things first for everyone down below. Most gamers know about League of Legends and Dota 2. Huge MOBAs, hundreds of millions of dollars have been thrown out for those games. But in solo queue in the wild, these games can go for upwards of 30 minutes. That's a long time to feel chained to your game in a match-made team scenario. You don't know the people you're playing with. Why aren't they talking in chat? Why are they choosing those abilities? Why those items? I've got a theory on toxicity in competitive games. The longer average game time is in a ranked environment, the more investment each player has per game. It's like anything. If you watch a movie that's 90 minutes and it sucked, that's less bad than if it were 3 hours and it sucked. Or a 10-minute YouTube video versus a 30-minute YouTube video. Then, the less agency you have as an individual, the more helpless you feel. In team games, the more the game forces teamwork to be a necessity, the worse it can feel. When you get stunned and your teammate is there who has a big shield thing they could use to save you, and they don't, that sucks. But if you have your own ability to recover from that stun, or that you could have used to dodge it in the first place, well then you feel less like it was someone else's responsibility to help you. This is an important distinction. Finally, the more little things you can do in a game open you up for more scrutiny from your allies. This is also usually most noticeable in two cases, when a player makes a mistake that affects their ally, or just after a player dies and they're now free to look around while waiting to respawn. As a competitive gaming community matures, the player base learns the correct ways of playing, and when they spot someone doing something wrong, they get irked and want to correct that player, or they might start blaming them straight away, going, oh, well, they're doing the wrong thing, of course. These are negatively charged times for someone to be looking at their teammates. They're looking for a reason not to blame themselves, because most people don't want to take responsibility. And look, that's just a human condition, and if you take responsibility for everything all of the time, that's not good either. Sometimes it isn't your fault. But toxicity in games, I think, it boils down to those three things. Time investment, player agency, scrutinizable actions. Pokemon Unite has reduced time investment to a maximum 10-minute timer. This makes the games feel short and sweet, and prevents them from ever going longer. You can get 4 to 5 of those played in an hour, so losing one doesn't feel as terrible as one of those 90-minute slogs in Dota 2. Due to how the game is won through goals, even as a support, you can still get a score or block a strategic goal in that last 2 minutes of double points. That can be enough to win the game. You've got agency to win matches right till the end. Pokemon Unite has removed a lot of the actions you can take in other MOBAs. You don't have gold and in-game purchases to make. There's no item builds beyond what you choose before the game starts. So there's no argument about why you bought something that does magic damage against a team with high magic defense or some crap. There's no denying like there is in Dota 2. There's no stacking the jungle. There's no wards. By removing these extra things, you've condensed what it means to be good at Pokemon Unite. You can still take note of these things and complain, but There's no chat either, so you can't complain at each other during the game. Now, some of these points you could argue mean it's less competitive, less depth. Yes, perhaps, but there's still a lot of plays to be made or bungled. They can still have a competitive scene, and maybe less people will be asked to kill themselves while they're practicing to be the very best.